I've worked with multiple nutritionists throughout my career. Nutritionists from Japan, Australia, Germany, and across more than 30 years, we always reached the same conclusion. No traditional food is dangerous for seniors. But the foods we've been told to avoid are often the very ones that rebuild strength the fastest. And nowhere is this more true than when we talk about muscle loss after 70. After this age, your body doesn't just lose muscle slowly, it becomes resistant to rebuilding it. Scientists call this anabolic resistance. In simple terms, your muscles stop responding to food the way they once did. You can eat healthy, follow low-fat diets, and still feel weaker every year. And the billion-dollar supplement industry loves this phase of your life. They sell powders, shakes, and senior muscle formulas that promise strength but rarely deliver meaningful results. What they don't want seniors to know is this: real muscle is rebuilt with real, dense nutrition, not processed protein powders. That's why traditional meat organs, once a staple in American kitchens, are making a quiet comeback among doctors who work with older adults. These foods are packed with bioavailable protein, iron, zinc, collagen, and B vitamins, nutrients aging muscles desperately need but rarely receive in sufficient amounts. And today, we're starting with one of the most misunderstood and most powerful muscle-building foods for seniors: chicken gizzards. Most people see chicken gizzards as cheap cuts or something only used in old-fashioned recipes. But nutritionally, gizzards are a powerhouse. They contain dense, complete protein rich in leucine, the amino acid that triggers muscle repair. After 70, leucine becomes critical. Without enough of it, muscles simply don't rebuild, no matter how much you eat. Chicken gizzards are also loaded with iron and zinc, minerals that support oxygen delivery to muscles and speed up recovery. Seniors who feel weak often assume it's just age, but in many cases, their muscles are literally starving for oxygen and minerals. Gizzards help correct that quickly. I once worked with a 71-year-old retired factory worker named Robert, who complained his legs felt empty. Not sore, empty. He walked daily, but strength never returned. I suggested he add a small serving of slow-cooked chicken gizzards twice a week. Nothing else changed. After a month, he said something that stuck with me. "My legs feel solid again, like there's something to push from." That's the effect of nutrient density, not volume of food, but quality of nutrition. Gizzards also contain connective tissue and collagen, which support tendons and joints. For seniors, stronger muscles are useless without strong connective tissue. Gizzards rebuild both together. And when cooked slowly, simmered, or pressure cooked, they become soft, easy to chew, and extremely digestible, even for older adults with sensitive stomachs. But chicken gizzards are only the beginning. There are 4 more meat organs that rebuild muscle even faster, support strength, and restore firmness in aging legs and arms. Foods the modern diet abandoned, but the aging body desperately needs. Before we continue, I want a favor from you. My channel is new and currently we don't have as many viewers, so please consider hitting that subscribe button and comment below your name and from where you are watching my video. I want to know where my voice is being heard so I can create my next videos accordingly. Chicken gizzards lay the foundation, but the second organ on this list works at a much deeper level. If gizzards help muscles respond again, This one helps them recover faster, rebuild stronger, and stop feeling exhausted after even mild activity. It's also the organ most seniors were told to avoid. Not because it's harmful, but because it's too powerful to fit modern diet narratives. Beef liver. For decades, beef liver was pushed out of the American diet under the label of being too rich or old-fashioned. But nutritionally, beef liver is one of the most muscle-supportive foods ever studied. It contains some of the highest concentrations of bioavailable protein, along with massive amounts of vitamin B12, vitamin A, iron, folate, and zinc. Nutrients that directly control muscle repair and nerve signaling. After 70, many seniors don't just lose muscle, they lose neuromuscular connection. The brain sends the signal, but the muscle doesn't fully respond. That's often a B12 issue. Beef liver is one of the most potent natural sources of B12 available, and it works far better than synthetic supplements because the body recognizes and absorbs it immediately. I once worked with a 74-year-old man named Leonard who described his arms as slow. He could lift things, but the strength faded quickly. His doctor told him it was age-related muscle loss. When we looked deeper, his B12 levels were low normal, enough to pass a blood test, but not enough to support muscle function. I suggested he add a small portion of beef liver once a week. After 3 weeks, he said, "My arms don't give out anymore. I finish what I start." That's the difference between feeding muscle tissue and feeding the entire muscle system. Nerves, blood flow, oxygen delivery, and repair enzymes all at once. Beef liver also plays a key role in creatine production. Creatine isn't just for young athletes. Seniors rely on it for short bursts of strength like standing up, climbing stairs, or catching themselves before a fall. Liver provides the raw materials your body uses to produce creatine naturally, without powders or supplements. Another overlooked benefit is recovery speed. Seniors often feel sore for days after mild effort. Beef liver shortens that recovery window by replenishing nutrients muscles burned through during activity. When recovery improves, consistency improves. And consistency is what rebuilds muscle after 70. The key is moderation. Small portions once a week, cooked gently. That's all it takes to feel the benefits without overwhelming digestion. When prepared properly, beef liver becomes tender, flavorful, and surprisingly easy to eat. And yet, this is still just the second organ. There are 3 more that complete the muscle rebuilding picture, including one that strengthens tendons and joints alongside muscle, something most seniors desperately need. Before we continue, comment below, gizzards or liver. Which one have you tried before? Share your story and recipe in the comments. You can help other fellow seniors. By now, you've seen how chicken gizzards help muscles respond again, and how beef liver restores the nutrients muscles need to repair. But there's a third organ that plays a completely different role in rebuilding muscle after 70. And this one doesn't just build strength, it restores endurance, staying power, and the ability to keep going without feeling drained. That organ is beef heart. Most people are surprised when they hear this, but beef heart is not a heavy organ meat. In fact, it's one of the leanest cuts you can eat, yet it's packed with nutrients that aging muscles depend on. Beef heart contains high-quality protein, large amounts of CoQ10, iron, zinc, and B vitamins, a combination that directly supports energy production inside muscle cells. Here's why that matters after 70. Muscles don't just weaken because of protein loss. They weaken because their energy factories the mitochondria, slow down. When mitochondria can't produce energy efficiently, muscles fatigue quickly. That's why many seniors say, "I still have some strength, but I get tired fast." Beef heart addresses that problem at the root. CoQ10 is essential for mitochondrial energy production. Younger bodies make plenty of it, but after 60, levels drop sharply. Supplements exist, but they're often poorly absorbed. Beef heart provides CoQ10 in a form your body recognizes immediately. When mitochondria receive it, muscles produce energy more efficiently, allowing seniors to walk longer, stand steadier, and recover faster. I once worked with a 76-year-old man named Charles who described his legs as giving up before I do. Mentally, he wanted to keep moving, but physically his muscles ran out of steam. He added a small serving of slow-cooked beef heart once a week. After about a month, he told me, "I don't need to sit down as often, my legs last longer." That's endurance returning, not from exercise alone, but from cellular energy support. Beef heart is also rich in taurine, an amino acid that supports muscle contraction and hydration. Taurine helps muscles fire smoothly and reduces cramping, a major issue for seniors, especially at night or after activity. When taurine levels improve, muscles feel more controlled, less jumpy, and more reliable. Another advantage is texture. When cooked properly, braised or slow cooked, beef heart becomes tender and easy to chew, making it senior-friendly despite the intimidating name. And because it's lean, it doesn't sit heavy in the stomach. Beef heart doesn't replace gizzards or liver. It completes them. Together, they support muscle activation, repair, and endurance. But we're not done yet. There are 2 more organ meats that seniors should know about, including one that directly strengthens tendons, joints, and connective tissue alongside muscle. Before we continue, take a second to like this video and share it with someone over 70 who's struggling with weakness or fatigue. This information can genuinely help them regain strength. So hit that share button right now and share it with someone on email or even WhatsApp. Up to this point, we've focused on muscle fibers themselves, how to activate them, feed them, and restore their energy. But there's a missing piece most seniors don't realize is holding them back. You can rebuild muscle, but if the connective tissue around that muscle is weak, stiff, or damaged, strength never feels secure. Movements feel unstable, knees feel unreliable, arms feel strong one moment and shaky the next. That's where the 4th organ comes in: beef tendon. This is the food modern diets almost completely erased, and one of the biggest reasons seniors feel fragile even when they gain some muscle. Tendons connect muscle to bone. They transfer force. They stabilize joints. And after 70, tendons lose collagen, elasticity, and hydration far faster than muscle does. That's why many seniors say, "I feel strong, but my joints don't trust me." Beef tendon directly addresses that problem. It's loaded with collagen, glycine, proline, and gelatin, the exact building blocks tendons and ligaments need to rebuild. Unlike collagen powders, which are often poorly absorbed, beef tendon delivers these nutrients in a form the body recognizes immediately. When seniors consume tendon regularly, the body doesn't just repair muscle. It reinforces the entire support system that makes muscle usable. I once worked with a 78-year-old woman named Eleanor, who said she was afraid to put full weight on her legs. Not because of pain, but because of instability. Her muscles tested fine, but her joints felt unreliable. We added slow-cooked beef tendon soup once a week. After 6 weeks, she said something powerful. "I don't hesitate anymore. My knees feel held together." That's what rebuilt connective tissue feels like, confidence. Beef tendon also helps retain water inside connective tissue, making joints smoother and movements less jerky. Seniors who deal with stiffness, clicking joints, or that tight rubber band feeling often notice those symptoms easing as collagen intake improves. Another overlooked benefit is injury prevention. When tendons strengthen, the risk of strains, falls, and sudden joint pain drops significantly. This matters enormously after 70, when even a minor injury can derail independence. Preparation matters here. Beef tendon must be cooked slowly, simmered, or pressure cooked until soft. When done right, it becomes silky and easy to chew, not tough. Many seniors are surprised by how gentle it is on digestion once properly prepared. Beef tendon doesn't replace gizzards, liver, or heart. It locks in their benefits. Muscle without connective tissue support is temporary. Muscle with strong tendons is durable. Before I reveal the most powerful organ for rebuilding muscle strength after 70, tell me in the comments, have you ever tried beef tendon before in your life? I know most of you have tried it in the old times. We've rebuilt muscle activation with chicken gizzards, restored repair nutrients with beef liver, brought endurance back with beef heart, and reinforced joints and tendons with beef tendon. But there's one final organ that quietly determines how fast and how completely all of that work actually sticks. This is the organ that supports recovery, hormone signaling, immune strength, and the internal environment muscles need to grow and stay strong after 70. That organ is bone marrow. Bone marrow was once a prized food in American kitchens. It was used in broths, soups, and slow-cooked meals because people instinctively understood something modern nutrition forgot. Recovery matters as much as building. After 70, muscles don't fail because seniors stop eating protein. They fail because recovery systems weaken. Bone marrow directly supports those systems. Bone marrow is rich in healthy fats, fat-soluble vitamins, glycine, and bioactive lipids that help regulate inflammation and support hormone production. Hormones like testosterone, growth hormone, and IGF-1 decline with age, and while bone marrow won't restore youth, it provides the raw materials the body uses to maintain what it still can. When hormonal signaling improves, muscles respond better to food, exercise, and daily movement. I once worked with a 75-year-old man named Harold, who described his recovery as slow motion. Even light activity left him sore for days. He felt like he couldn't build momentum. We added bone marrow broth twice a week. Slow, simmered, simple, nothing fancy. After a month, he said, "I bounce back faster. I don't feel wrecked anymore." That's recovery returning. Bone marrow also supports the immune system, which matters more than most people realize for muscle health. Chronic low-grade illness, inflammation, or immune stress steals resources from muscle repair. When immune function stabilizes, muscles finally get priority again. Another overlooked benefit is gut support. Bone marrow helps strengthen the gut lining, improving nutrient absorption. That means everything you eat, gizzards, liver, heart, tendon, works better. Without good absorption, even the best foods fall short. When seniors include bone marrow regularly, they often describe a sense of full-body strength. Not just muscle, not just joints, but resilience. The feeling that the body can handle effort and recover from it. And this is where the full picture comes together. Chicken gizzards wake muscles up. Beef liver repairs them. Beef heart powers them. Beef tendon stabilizes them. Bone marrow helps them recover and stay strong. This is how muscle is rebuilt after 70. Not with powders, not with shortcuts, but with dense, traditional nutrition the body recognizes. You don't need all 5 at once. Start slowly. 1 organ per week. Small portions. Consistency matters more than quantity. Over time, strength returns quietly. Steadier legs, firmer arms, more confidence standing, walking, and living independently. And if you have any health concerns, please have a chat with your doctor before adding any of these in your diet. Because I don't know your body properly, so it's better to first ask your doctor. If this video helped you, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next senior strength video. And remember, muscle loss after 70 is not the end of strength. It's the beginning of rebuilding it the right way. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon with another golden video on the Senior Bench channel. But meanwhile, keep smiling